Hello again and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you the final origin in this package. And this origin has the most vertical potential out of all the origin on the previous list. So I hope you enjoy this one. Let's start with your main positive, control gravity. This ability is intertwined with the rest of your positives, so keep that in mind. When you press and hold space, this causes you to temporarily fly into the sky. And there's also a bar above your hunger bar that shows the limit of your flight capabilities. And your capability to flight has different distinctions. If you're normally flying right now and you press space again, this causes you to temporarily boost in the direction you are going to. But this also drains the bar faster. And if you're not doing anything, and if you press your swap key to offhand while not holding anything, this causes you to hover. This drains the bar very slowly, and there is also two distinct icons that show you whether you're hovering or not. There we go. And your main flight is if you sprint while on the air, this causes you to boost faster and leaving a trail. This also makes it that you're easy to spot in the sky, so be careful when using this. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. While you're using this Starbolt ability, as I call it, you naturally gather energy, which I will explain later on. And one more thing. Let's do that. If you get hit while in the hover mode, this disables your capability to fly until that X bar over there is gone. This also works. This also gets activated if you get hit while in your Starbolt. Let's wait for that one. And one of the main pro of this one is you're immune to fall damage. Well, let's just find a higher height here. And this also makes you immune to velocity damage, but not in the way the same as the fall damage does. You still take the velocity damage, but you don't take a heart from it. Now let's talk about your second positive, the Meteor Shield. While this is active, you are immune to negative effects except for Bad Omen and Glowing effect. There we go. And this is the Turtle Master. And while this is active, you take reduced damage and you move slower. So let's summon a skeleton here. Shoot me, bud. Now, like, the only way for this to get deactivated is if you actually supposedly die from a damage. Now, while this is deactivated, you're half a block smaller and you take more damage against all sources. Should run now. And here's the Turtle Master one. Now, for the only way for your Meteor Shield to regenerate is for you to keep moving. Fly also applies to this one, so you are able to just use your flying ability to just recharge your Meteor Shield faster. And let me just stop moving here. Your next positive is the skyline. Entities that are exposed to the sky while you are exposed to the sky as well will be affected with a glowing effect that you can see. So let's put a villager here and just fly. And there he goes. Now let's talk about your next positive, the cores. Holding an item that can be smelted well, and pressing your secondary key will begin to smelt them. Normally, ores that gives you more than one of itself when mined will give more when you smelt them. And you also shade. That's kind of just like the cool thing I decided to add. And here for the iron ore. I'm a walking furnace, and I'm proud. Oh yeah, this doesn't give you 4 iron, actually. Let me just clear that up. Not that one, not that one, friend. There we go. Should drop this. There we go. And for the sand. The wet sponge is the fastest one you can smelt. And yeah. Now let's talk about the 2 of your next pro. This kind of positive intertwines with one another again. And the first one is, if you press your primary key while you're not sneaking, this causes you to throw a barrage of projectile. Now once they land, they will start to blow up. I got one. And they normally explode up to 6 times per delay. Oh, that's too loud. Yeah. There we go. And oh yeah, if you manage to hit an entity there, and if they get hit by the explosion, they do suffer slowness 10 and let's see if I can remember, and blindness. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let me just try to summon one here. Let's try to summon a Vindicator. Yo, come here. There we go. Alright, and it died. Alright. Oh, I should get out of there. And for the next one, the intertwined one, if you hit an entity with any projectile, it will cause an explosion to them. I should... So, yes, your snowball can kill now. Be proud with that one. Ooh, yes, alright. Now let's talk about your final positive ability, the Orbital Launch. This ability will interact with other players as well. It has a 7-block radius, and this is a good ability to synergize or combo with another flying origin like the Elytran. And this ability requires two things for it to work. You need to be exposed to the sky, and you need your Meteor Shield unactive. So let's do this. Now, if you fail one of the condition, this message will pop up. And let's do this one. Now, during this stage, you have slowness 10. And if you right-click, this will cancel the ability and give you half the cooldown. So let me just get that back. And we do it again. And we left-click. This will cause us to fly. Into the orbit. And yeah. Now before we move on to our negative, let's talk about our wildcard ability. Remember when I said that when you use your Starbolt ability, you will naturally gain energy. That energy interacts with this ability. So once this energy is full, certain things will start to happen. If you take fire damage, you will create an explosion. So let's just fix that up. And if you fall from a height that is greater than 50 blocks, the explosion will occur once again. Let's just fly up here, no worries. And we just fall and hope for the best. now, and the other one to activate this ability is if you take kinetic damage. And we'll just take this one. And yes, you do need the Meteor Shield active for this one, so you don't actually die from your own ability. So yeah, keep that in mind. And for the last one is if you're not holding anything on your main, like in your items, basically in your hand, and if you press your secondary key, this will cause the explosion to happen. So yeah, extremely a wild card ability. So because anyone with just a fire aspect and a fire enchantment on their bow can just trigger it on you if they manage to hit you. So yeah. Now let's talk about your first negative. Entities that has the enchantment of piercing and impaling will deal more damage towards you. And if the enemy has a smite on them, it will call lightning on you. Well, it has a chance to call lightning on you, so yeah. Okay, I should get out. I don't really wanna die. Hold on. Let's give ourselves saturation. So let's just wait for that to happen. This has a small chance of ever actually. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it has a small chance for it to happen. So let's keep that in mind. That was loud. Ow. Now let's talk about your other negative. In orbit, when you spawn in as a nebulae, you will find yourself at the 250 wide. Let me just clear the effect. And the moment you spawn here, you will see yourself that you have the hover toggled on. So let's just go down there. And one of the negative downside of this is you're only able to sleep above Y200. So let's just set one here. And yeah. Now let's talk about your last negative. You are not made of organic materials, so you are not able to eat anything that is organic. So if you right-click a raw iron, raw gold, a diamond, or a raw copper, this will fill up your hunger bar. But yes, no golden apples for you, which is just sad. And let's see. Let me find my body over here. Okay. Don't. Alright. Okay. Okay. Almost forgot. Yeah, there we go. And you naturally regenerate your hunger bar. There we go. And you naturally regenerate your hunger bar if you're above Y100. There we go. And yes, one more thing. Certain of your abilities will not work when you're on water. So you are not able to fly when you're on water, and you are not able to use your primary key when you're on water. There we go. There's the error bar right there, and let's just weather rain it. And yeah, you cannot use this while in the rain. And you are also not able to starbolt when you're affected in the rain. So let's just get there. Get to the snow. And let me just fly around the snow and directly to the rain. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, that is the final origin, the Nebuli. I hope you like this one, and I will be releasing the package, well, the link to the package on all of the corresponding origins that is grouped. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. And honestly, the Nebula is actually the very first origin that I made. That's why it's extremely detailed against the other origins. Oh, and one more thing. Your hover mechanic is actually, if you press shift, you will go down, and if you press space, you will go up. And you can break blocks faster while in this, so keep that in mind. And the hover ability is not really meant for combat, as opposed to every other ability the Nebuli has. So be careful with that one. Be careful of using this one. And one last thing. And one last thing. If you enjoyed this one, please do leave a like and subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later, and yeah, it's free. And oh yes, I almost forgot. Again, I will be showcasing the 4 new origins that is separated from this package, and it will be coming soon. And I hope you like those too. So see you.